It's almost time for kids' time. We're gonna be late.
It's time to share. There's a world out there looking for a friend like Jesus. It's time to share. There's a world out there. Let's tell him that he loves us so. Let's tell him that he loves us so. Kids time. Kids time. Kids time.
Hi, boys and girls. Many girls, when they are small, like to pretend that they're a princess. Now, the funny thing is, most of them would rather pretend to be a princess than a queen. And I think there's a reason for that. Queens sometimes have to make very hard decisions, and they have a lot of responsibility. A good queen doesn't just wear pretty clothes and live in a palace. No, she has to look out for her entire country, and sometimes it's not an easy thing to do. Different people want different things, and sometimes it's hard to make everyone happy. Often, what's best for them doesn't make them happy at all. Our Bible story today is about a girl who grew up to be a queen, and she had to make one of the hardest decisions in her whole life. We'll hear her exciting story in just a little bit. But first, let's see what Ranger Dwight has to show us on Nature Time.
Hi, boys and girls. Welcome to Nature Time. I'm excited today. We're on the Grand Cayman Island at this turtle farm with Dr. Walter Musson. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
Kids, isn't this awesome, all these turtles?
Yeah!
This is great. Now, I want to ask a question before we get into turtles. We're at this turtle farm, but was turtles always here, or did you just bring them here?
Years ago, there were many more turtles here than are today.
Okay.
But we've been helping replenish the wild turtle population.
Boy, that's
and that's
great.
a very important part of our story. And in the beginning, when we released turtles this size in the wild, we didn't really know whether they'd be able to transition from the pellets to their wild diet.
Yeah.
And we put tags on their flippers and had a U.S. reward of $10 for the return of the tag, provided you gave us some data on where the turtle was found and how big it was.
So now, did it work?
It did work, and the tags started getting mailed in from Cuba and Mexico, Honduras, Guatemala. We got tags from the U.S., from Florida, and we got one from Venezuela.
Kids, if you saw one of these turtles with a tag on, would you turn it in for $10?
Yeah!
Me too! Okay.
And then the question was, and it was an important question, could these animals actually complete their life cycle by coming back to their mother beach or their natal beach and laying eggs?
Okay.
And that was difficult to prove initially because they would outgrow their tag. So we had to use a new method. You see these scoots or plates on the back?
So these are called plates, or
Those
scoots.
scoots, kids? These are called scoots. And you can actually graft some of the white tissue from the bottom of the turtle into one of the scoots on the top. And it looks like, I'm going to put him back, it looks like this. Can you see that, Ranger Dwight?
Yeah, isn't that awesome, kids?
Yeah!
It's what we call a living tag.
A living tag.
It stays with them for the rest of their life.
So it the living tag never goes away?
Never falls out.
Wow.
Now guess what? Last summer, 5 turtles that we released 25 years ago came back to Grand Cayman and laid their own eggs.
Kids, are any of you older than 25 years old?
Okay.
Wow, that's a long time, isn't it? It is. Okay, 25 years.
So it's been a success.
I guess so. So they actually came back, which proves that the study that you're doing and the research is paying off.
Yes, it is, Ranger Dwight.
Now, has there ever been any skeptics thinking it doesn't pay off?
Well, there were concerns that, 1, they wouldn't survive.
Okay.
And 2, they wouldn't be able to transition from the artificial food that we make to their wild diet.
Because they thought since you raised them on this turtle farm,
they may not know what to eat out there.
And they would die because they weren't used to it. But yet, it's proven them wrong. You have actually proved that it works.
That's correct.
That is amazing. Is that not amazing, kids? Oh, wow. Well, Dr. Walter, I want to thank you for being a part of this because I've learned a lot more about turtles.
Well, turtles have been a big part of Cayman history. If you went back 100 years ago, you wouldn't find much tourism and not too many banks. but you'd find lots of turtles.
Lots of turtles.
And the people that caught turtles, the turtlers, provided for their families.
Wow, that
and
is
now
amazing.
we're trying to provide for these turtles.
That's
by
great.
protecting them and conserving them.
Good. Well, Dr. Welch, I want to thank you for being here. Kids, hasn't this been great? Huh? Yeah! Okay, never forget, Nature's God's second book. Get out there and take a look. I want to grab me a turtle. How about you? Let's get one of these things. Okay.
Welcome to Learning Time. Glad you joined us today. Hey, it looks like we're going to have some fun, doesn't it? Yeah, and I'm going to need some helpers. And Noah, you're going to be our first helper. And do you have a favorite sport?
Yes, and it's football.
Football. That's an interesting sport, isn't it? Then we have Maria over here. Now, Maria, you have a favorite hobby, things you like to do.
I like to draw.
Draw. And draw what?
Horses.
Horses. I like horses. Now, I can't draw them, however. I'm glad you can. Then we have Samuel over here. Samuel, do you play an instrument?
Yes.
And what instrument is that?
Ukulele.
Ukulele. Hey, that's an interesting string instrument. Hey, come on over here, helpers. Let's see what we got. First of all, we've got some safety glasses because we're using glass. You know, glass can break, can it? Yeah, glass can break. And so let's go ahead and put on our safety glasses. Have you ever broken glass? Anything made out of glass?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, well, we're not going to try to break stuff today, okay? So instead, in fact, we might want to put these in your pocket because we're going to be using all of this table right here. Okay, this is what we're going to try to do. We're going to try to look at a couple of different forces. And so we have a little marble, okay? And we have a marble and a glass. Now, this is really something that takes a little practice. Can I get this marble in this glass without picking the marble up and putting it in the glass? Can I do that?
Yes.
Well, we're going to find out. So we're going to make the marble move, and that's going to be inertia. So the marble is going to have inertia. It's going to move. And so I'm going to move it just like this. If I make it twirling around, and maybe if I can turn it just, whoa, hang on, I'm going to try it again. We're going to lose that. And we get this going right here, and maybe if I can turn it very carefully, just like this, and it goes all the way over like that. Wow, how about that? How about that? Okay, all right, so here, why don't you give it a try? Everybody's got a glass and everybody's got a marble, and if you lose a marble, I'll give you another one, okay? Look at that, the marble is going around and around. Here's another one, try this one. Here's another one, I got one there for you. There we go, how are you going? You need one, Maria, you need one over here. Here's another one for you. And they're going all over here, and going. One here, you got another one, Maria, here's another one for you. Here's another one for you. Wow, they're having trouble here. Oh, you keep losing it. There you got another one over here. I'm going to lose off. Oh, you got it over here. Can you pick it up? Okay, stop. Okay, stop. Whoa, I almost had it. Here, tell you what. We're going to start with a marble in your glass. Go ahead, turn it over, and see if you can get it to spin in your glass. Now, can you turn your glass sideways? Can you turn it so? Look at there. The marble is still inside the glass. Cool. And you might be able to go all the way over just like that. Yes, Samuel got it. Cool. How about that? Good. Well, we got another one. You can try it one more time. Okay, try it again. Now, yeah, try to pick yours up from the bottom now that you can do that. Look, Samuel's is off, and he's going over there. He did it all the way from the top. And we got one over here. Cool. And you've got it. That's interesting. Now, you know, there's a couple of different forces here, isn't there? That's right. When the marble was going around and around and around, have you ever ridden on something that spun you around and around? Yeah. Like a merry-go-round or something like that? Yeah, well, that is a force. And when the marble's moving around and around, that's inertia. And the glass put another force on the marble. The force that the glass put on was called centripetal force. Isn't that interesting? You know, that reminds me of the marble. Do we look like marbles? No. We don't look like marbles. But you know what? Once we get moving, we have inertia, right? We might have a goal in our life. And once we start to move, it's hard to change a moving object, isn't it? Have you ever tried to stop a car when it was moving? No, because it has inertia. Well, our lives are kind of like that. Once we have a goal and a focus, and if we focus on Jesus, you know what? That is our focus, and we start to move in that direction, and that's the direction that we should all move, correct? The direction that God wants us to move, so that other forces can't take us off of that force that Jesus wants us to have. Because, you know, in Matthew 6:33 it says, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God." And that's what we need to do. We need to be like that little marble in that glass, moving in a direction towards God. Isn't that cool? And those are the forces that we talked about today. And I want to be guided by the good forces. But, you know, sometimes we can be guided in a wrong direction, can't we? Yeah, and that's terrible, because once we're in a wrong direction, it's hard to change, and so we have to be very careful. And so if we seek God first every day, He will direct our paths, and our lives will be a lot easier, won't it? Hey, that is cool. Well, aren't you glad you're not a marble? Because I would be really dizzy right now, and that would be tough, wouldn't it? I think so. Well, you know, when we learn more about science, we learn more about our Creator, God.
Princess Celia, I'm so happy you came to visit me in the palace today.
I'd love to visit you, Queen Esther.
You know, would you like to pet my dog? This is Prince Maximus.
I'd love to.
Oh, and you know what? Maybe when you come next time, we can go out and see the beautiful new gardens in the palace.
A moment, my queen.
Yes, Haytek. Princess Celia, take care of Maximus for me, okay?
Okay, I'd love to.
I went to Shushan, as you ordered, my queen.
But Haytek, aren't these the clothes I sent for Mordecai? Did you not give them to him?
Yes, my queen, I did. I tried, but he and all the people of Shushan are mourning. He refused to take off the sackcloth and ashes. He told me to remind you that Haman, the Agagite, has taken the king's decree. He's decreed that all of the Jews, both young and old, must be put to death, and sealed it with the king's own signet ring.
Haytek, what does Mordecai want me to do? Did you not tell him that if I go before the king unannounced, it will mean certain death for me?
I did, my queen, and he sent you this.
Do not think in your heart that you will escape in the king's palace any more than all the other Jews. For if you remain completely silent this time, relief and deliverance will rise from the Jews from another place, but you and your father's house will perish. Yet who knows whether you have come to the kingdom for such a time as this?
My queen.
Haytek, tell Mordecai to gather all the Jews and fast and pray for 3 days. No food or drink. And my maidens and myself will do the same.
Yes, my queen.
Give Mordecai this message. Tell him that after these 3 days are up, I will go before the king. I will go. And if I perish, I will perish.
As you have said, my queen. My queen, I hesitate to speak, but please reconsider. To go before the king unannounced could well mean your death.
Haytek, do not worry about me, for my God is with me. We have fasted and prayed for 3 days without food or drink, and now it is time for me to go before the king. Now go. Hurry back to my quarters, Haytek, and prepare the banquet for the king. For we have not much time, and I want everything to be perfect for him.
Yes, my queen. I will.
Halt! By order of the king, no one is to enter without being summoned.
It'll be all right. It'll be all right.
Haman, I believe it's time to reduce the people's taxes.
Or we could raise the taxes and spend that gold on camels with 2 humps.
Camels?
Yes.
We have plenty of camels. The people need fountains and gardens in the city
Your Majesty,
make it a beautiful place.
Someone is coming unannounced.
Quick, positions, protect the king. Who would dare enter the throne room unannounced? Queen Esther?
Halt!
He has raised the scepter. Step back, let her pass.
This is unheard of and a great insult. She should be put to death immediately. As your advisor...
Silence! Let her approach. My beautiful queen, what is so important that you would risk your very life to come unannounced into the throne room? What is your request? As my queen, I will grant you any request, yea, even up to half of my kingdom.
If it pleases the king, I would like to invite you and Haman to a banquet tonight that I have prepared.
Haman and I?
Yes, my king.
We will be pleased to grant your request.
Thank you, your majesty. It honors me greatly to have you and Haman join me tonight for dinner.
Let her go safely. Haman, whatever was that all about?
I am not quite sure, but perhaps we'll find out at tonight's feast.
Indeed we will, Haman. Indeed we will.
Bow. Bend a knee.
I bow only to my God.
Do you have any idea who I am?
I know who you are, Haman, but I bow only to my God.
Mordecai the Jew, you will regret this.
Queen Esther, this is a magnificent feast that you have prepared. You've outdone yourself. Why, the king couldn't eat another morsel. But if you insist, I'll have some bread and these cherries and the grapes. Wonderful, wonderful.
A fine feast, Your Majesty. Excellent. Excellent.
My beautiful queen, the king is aware that you have asked us here this evening to ask a request of me. You know that I will grant to you any request. Yea, even up to half of my kingdom. What is your request?
My king, if it pleases you, I would like for both you and Haman to come again tomorrow night to another banquet that I have prepared. And then I will tell you my request.
Indeed, we would be delighted to return to your table. But my queen, you must not keep the king in suspense any longer. One day more, and then you shall reveal your request to the king. Haman, let us return to the palace, for there is much more work to do for my people and for the kingdom.
Yes, Your Majesty. Much work to do. Lots and lots of work.
Oh God of our fathers, I don't know what the future holds for me or for my people. But I know you have a special plan for us, and I pray that you give me the strength to trust you through all of it. May your name be praised forevermore.
He's able, I know He's able, I know my Lord is able to carry me through. He's able, I know that He's able, I know my Lord is able to carry me through. He healed the brokenhearted and set the captives free. He made the lame to walk again and caused the blind to see. I know He's able, I know He's able, I know my Lord is able to carry me through.
Hi, boys and girls. It's time for Miss Brenda's Book of the Day. And today's book is called Prince of Dreams by Bradley Booth. And it's an exciting book about Daniel and his friends, and you won't want to miss it. Well, I'm excited to have this time with you today because today I am going to share some letters that I received from you. And I love it when you send the pictures too, and some of them have pictures, so I'd like to share with you all the ways that you share Jesus. And if you have never written to me before, I want to encourage you to do so that we can give boys and girls around the world lots of ideas of ways that they can witness too. So I have also emails. I love the letters in the mail. I love the emails. This email is from Canada. It says, Dear Miss Brenda, my name is Ebony and I'm 6 years old and I really love Kids Time. I would like to be on Kids Time, but I live too far away. I live in Calgary, Alberta. I share Jesus by making my sister laugh. My sister is 9 years old and her name is Melody Ann. Melody Ann has cerebral palsy. She cannot eat by mouth, talk, or walk. But she really loves Jesus and Kids Time too. And she said, I have a picture of you I want to show you of my sister. It says, we are looking forward to heaven when she will be able to talk, run, sing, and fly. Won't that be fun? And here's my phone number if you ever want to call me. I look forward to talking to you someday. Love from Melody Ann and me, Ebony. Well, thank you so much. And you're right, Ebony, that pretty soon when we get to heaven and we're with Jesus, we won't have to have any wheelchairs anymore. We won't have to have crutches. We won't have to have eyeglasses. We'll get new bodies and we won't have any pain or sickness or illness. Won't that be wonderful? And you will get to run with your sister. That will be awesome. And that is a wonderful way to share Jesus right there in your own family with your sister. Oh, I've got another picture in this envelope. This one is from Wiley, Texas. And let's see what this is. Oh, and we've got a boy and a girl. Let's see. Oh, that's such a sweet picture. Dear Miss Brenda, my name is Dylan, and I will be 7 years old in July. And I would really like to tell you how much I like your show. And I share Jesus by talking about the Bible. And I give out gospel tracts, and I also am very kind. Love, your friend Dylan. This one is from Richmond, Virginia. And let's see what's going on here. Oh, there's a picture of Miss Brenda with you. Let's see. It says, Dear Miss Brenda, I really love Kids Time, and I hope that you have a really nice day. I had so much fun meeting you at Sabbath School. Love, Bella. Well, thank you, Bella, and it looks like I must have visited your classroom, and I'm glad I had a chance to meet you. And look, she drew a real cute picture of Miss Brenda and Maxwell. Look at that. And there she has Bella, her name right there. Isn't that cute? Thank you for the picture, Bella, and I'm glad I got a chance to meet you. And then there's one more picture here. I think it's a close-up of you and Miss Brenda. Let's show that. And there you are with Miss Brenda. Well, I'm glad I got a chance to see you, Bella. Boys and girls, I want to encourage you to witness for Jesus every day, everywhere you go, even if it's just a smile and you tell someone that Jesus loves them, okay? Well, until next time, remember, wherever you go, it's Kids Time to share Jesus.